Sagittarius, how are you doing? Good morning. So, yeah, we're going to look into from the 14th until the 21st. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node. And you can also watch this as a Taurus, as a life path 5, or any placement that you have of 5, basically. So let's see what you've got coming up from the 14th until the 21st. Let's see what you've got coming over. Somebody could be coming over to stay, and it's like a preparation skills. Some of you could be cooking or culinary skills. I'm also hearing Jamie, Cullen, or Jamie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, and culinary skills. Okay, so you could be cooking. You might even be buying some knives. I don't know. Definitely hearing Knives Out, which would be Tom York and Radiohead. So you might be listening to Radiohead. But someone's coming over, and it feels like that I have to get everything ready for the person to come over and stay. So it might be around your children or something that you have access to, or something like that. Or your partner is coming over to stay and visit, or grandkids, grandparents, stuff like that. But I'm hearing like I'm going to have to prepare everything ready for this person to come over. So it feels like that somebody here is like a mother, and they're cooking something, preparing it for the person to come over. So it might not be cooking, but I'm definitely hearing like I'm got one in the oven. So you might have a bun in the oven. There could be something to do around pregnancy. It might have something to do around cooking buns for some reason. I don't know. Or the nice name Shelley, Michelle, or Mika, Misha. But someone's coming over to stay, and I'm going to cook a meal for them, basically. So I'm also hearing a meal. So someone from Poland or something like that, and a meal. Okay, so we're going to be going out for a meal, or we're going to be cooking a meal. Okay, yeah, definitely keep hearing someone's coming over to stay. Okay, anyway, so that's very quick, Sagittarius. So let's see what you've got coming up for a lot of you from the 14th until the 21st for Sagittarius. Sagittarius from the 14th until the 21st. Love is in reverse everywhere I look around. Love is in reverse. So they're coming over to see the family, so I have to make sure that we keep out the way of the mother-in-law or Laura, but we have to make sure that we keep out the way of those. Okay, unless you have absolutely and unequivocally fucking dropped a bollock. And there's like just Julian, Elijah. So that's a split up, break up. Watch the last reading. Scorpio reading, watch that one. This person was definitely in that. Okay, this was in that. So it's definitely over. Okay, there's not enough love. It's unrequited love. We don't get on. We don't speak. We don't talk. When we do, you talk too much. You talk too fast. I don't want to listen to you. I haven't got time for you. I can't be listening to what it is that you've got to say because I'm really not that interested. So, you know, speak first, think. Well, just don't speak at all. So probably a lot of you just don't speak at all whatsoever. Okay, I'm also hearing the name Trevor or Tracy or Trickle, but we don't speak, we don't get on. Okay, don't speak because I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying? Insane, Shane, the name Shane, Sarah, Steve, Sassy. But like, I don't even know what you're saying. Like, what is it that you're saying? You speak too fast. Like, yeah, but can't you just give me a second? No, sorry. Yeah, but I just want a second. No, sorry, I'm busy. So it's kind of like basically I keep seeing someone trying to shut the door on someone. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like where you're in a vicinity of someone and they're talking to you and the person doesn't have time and they basically go, yep, okay, yep, and they shut the door and you're kind of like, oh. Okay, so speak to the hand, Felicia. So you could be dealing with a 5, which would be a Taurus or a Sagittarius placement, maybe, for a lot of you. Okay. It could even be yourselves. But yeah, situation where you just try to get out the way of someone. Okay, let's just get out the way. Just get out the way, I'll do it. Some of you in the kitchen or anything like that, you're like, oh, just get out the way, I'll do it. Like, but just hold on. And someone faffs, or the name Faith, and they faff around, and you're kind of like, oh, just let me do it. Just you're messing it up. Just get out of the way. Let me do it. Right? That's what I'm hearing for a lot of you. Okay, Sagittarius from, but this could be a 6, life path 6, a Gemini or a Capricorn placement. From the 14th until the 21st for Sagittarius. Money. So it is someone's coming to visit the family, and this is where you try to keep the in-laws out the way. So if you've got kids and they're coming over and their boyfriend or girlfriend's coming over, this is where they avoid you, basically, because they don't want you talking about their love life. This is normally when meet the parents and they come over and they're like, okay, so what's been going on? You're like, yeah, not too much. Well, I just need to say something that's really embarrassing. And you're like, no, don't do that. Don't say that. Let's get out the baby photos. No, don't get out the baby photos. No, don't do that. So it basically, I think it's someone coming over in order to be able to like visit. Okay, might be visitation rights to something to do around children, and you don't have the right. You don't have the deeds and the rights to the house. It's my house. It's my house. So it's like, well, it's my house. They're coming over here. It's my house. You live in it. If you live here, then you speak to me. No, just because I live here doesn't mean that I have to do that. So some of you, that's what I'm picking up for a lot of you. Sagittarius, from the 14th until the 21st. Sagittarius, oh dear, Libra, more than likely. So what do I do about this unrequited love situation? Move out, move on, okay, because they're not speaking, more than likely. So we're doing a you versus them, by the way. Okay, them, Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. It's kind of like someone hasn't got a filter and they speak too much. And you're kind of like, yeah, but you say things that are inappropriate. You say things that are embarrassing. Like, you don't have a filter. You say things before you think. Like, you think, what's the word? You speak before you think. Like, think about what you're saying, right? Think about what you're saying. You speak before you think, right? So it's kind of like someone that always embarrasses a person. And it's kind of like, yeah, but why do you always feel embarrassed around me? Why is it that when I'm around you, you make me feel awkward? It's because you make me feel awkward. That's why. Yeah, but I don't get it. The computer says no. Exactly. That's what I said. No. Like, don't be in here when I'm in here. You be over there, I be over here. Okay, you belong there, I belong here. We belong on opposite ends of the earth. You stay there, I stay here. Okay, this is my spot, that's your spot. Get in the corner. So somebody puts someone in the corner all of the time. Okay, get in the corner. I don't want to be in the corner. Just get in the corner. Shut up moaning. Is what you're hearing. So I don't know what if that's around your work here. Shut up moaning. Just get in the corner. There you are, Sagittarius. So metaphysical. That's for definite. Unrequited love situation. That is kind of like bipolar in a way. Here, bipolar Paula. Pucci Pisces. But yeah, bipolar action here. Because this can be a temper. This can be someone that interferes with energies, interferes in people's love lives, interferes in people's information, and the information that is not wanted. So don't speak. I don't want to know what's going on in my or your relationship. Take a look at your own, okay? So for a lot of you, it's just a metaphysical one that you're in, a spiritual connection that has no connection, meaning that there is no basic relationship. It's just a basic way of coexisting, okay? We see each other now and again. Maybe Jen, Julian, Jason, Justy, Jackie, Jasmine. But this could, like I said, this could be Taurus or Sagittarius, but yourselves being a 5, okay? Show me the other person. Oh, really? So, yeah, this is something to do around court order. A court order. Sanction, probably putting a restraining order, someone slapping someone with a fine, okay? Or slapping someone, or someone got slapped, okay? Got, slapped across the face. It could be assault and battery. Okay, this is where things at work are really not quite going according to plan. There's third party energy here, unrequited love, having to go to court, child welfare, child benefit, situations that it does not benefit me being here, or it does not benefit you being here. Okay. Show me the other person connected to Sagittarius, please. Show me the other person connected to... You've got to have a Scorpio placement somewhere. You've got 3 and 1, 4 of Pentacles. And this card came out through the Scorpio, well, / Aries reading, but Scorpio one, okay? And this 3 and 1 is going to make 4. So, let's see. Show me the other person connected to Sagittarius from the 14th until the 21st. But at least we know that you're on this side, okay? So it's to do with children. It's the repetitive energy of what Steve said in his own placements, where something is getting very monotonous, okay? It's just kind of like the same messages that are kind of coming out for a lot of the readings just lately. It's over children. It's over access to my kids, to my children, like children having relationships of their own, and mothers and fathers jumping in the energy of what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. Are you back with them? Then we break up, then we split up, then we break up, but I'm going to have my opinion and my say what you should be doing anyway, and all of those kind of things here. But for majority of you, this is someone that you had children with at one point, and you do not have, or this person does not have access to their children, because one of them more than likely has the kids and has the children. They may have the children now and again, but, or Jen, Julia, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, they have the children now and again, but you definitely do not get on as partnerships or relationships or friendships, okay, for the majority of you here. Could be around a Pisces, for a lot of you, Pisces, or a life path 3. But yeah, I really do think that it's access to children and a court order that was put in place here, because this is telling someone that you can't see the children, and if you want to, you've got to go to court to do it, or you're going to have to find them to do it, okay, or fine. Someone gets a fine slapped with a court order. But there's either an energy of like, well, if you don't know where they are, you're never going to know unless you find out yourself, okay? But I'm hearing, well, you're never going to find out what they're doing or where they are, because you don't have access to them, because you're not going to find us, because we've gone AWOL, basically. We've gone missing. A child has gone missing. They're in the radar. They could be in the system itself. It could be an adoption service and stuff like that. My children got adopted at some point, or something like that, or some kind of agency. They keep saying like, I have to go to an agency. It might be around a beauty pageant, I don't know, but an agency. I have to go to the agency. Emergency, something to do around A&E, something to do around I have to go to work urgently. I've been called into work on a okay, I'm hearing I've been called into the police department for a what do you call them, a misdemeanor or an A&E or something, assault and battery, and I got called in to go to court for assault and battery charge, or I got called in a service for a misdemeanor or something like that. But this, I think this is quite serious. I think these charges hold quite a sentence, because you definitely can't keep a straight sentence and a straight face around this person. I'm also hearing that someone's two-faced as well here. Might be a Gemini. They're normally classed as someone that's two-faced. I have a Gemini moon. But like, you know, don't shoot the messenger. But someone that's very two-faced. Like 1 minute they're this, the next minute they're that. 1 minute they're this way, the next minute they're that way. Okay, so it might be like they talk about someone quite a lot, but they don't talk about them in a high regard. They bring the person down, okay? So they talk about people possible here. And that, I mean, me, I don't like that. When someone starts telling me about someone else's life, I always just kind of like say, well, that's nothing to do with me, Felicia. That's nothing to do with me. You sort yourself out, you know. Yeah, but what's going on with the neighbours? I don't give a fuck. Why would I care? Right? That's normally my approach to things. What's going on in there? I don't know. You asked them. No. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, but what's going on with, you know, where are they? Why haven't you seen them for a while? I don't know. You ring them up. If you want to know, you ask. Don't ask me. Ask them. See, it might be where it's like pulling someone into a situation here, and it's kind of like, yeah, but, you know, and it might be a mother or grandmother, I don't know. but someone that talks about their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and they're like, yeah, but what are they doing? Where are they? What, you know, you don't want to do that. If you go through that again, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And you kind of like, look, stay up my relationship, Felicia. Stop keep asking me. Stop keep dragging me into the situation. Stop keep dragging me into the situation. Like, if you want to know, you reach out, you ask them. Don't ask me, ask them. This is normally also what I say in my personal readings when I say to people, you know, are they going to communicate after 5 years? I don't know. Why is it the fact that you haven't reached out to them then? You know, do you know what I'm saying? I do. I get people that ask impossible questions. They do ask a lot of impossible questions. And, it, you know, it's kind of like, why did they break my heart? Why did they do that? I don't know. It's because somebody's probably with another person. They fell out of love. You know, it's true of the fact. They fell out of love for the person. They don't love the person anymore. That's why they left. It's because they went off with someone else. It's because they didn't find the connection. But that normally hurts people's feelings and emotions. So why did they leave? Why do they not speak? Why do they not talk? Because they don't want to. Because there was not enough love in this situation to keep it together. So there's separation. There's avoidance. It's that because they don't love the person anymore. Okay. So, you know, they don't hold them in high regard of respect. They disrespect the person. And when they disrespect them, they're held accountable for that by blame. So the other person doesn't want to get blamed, so they go, so they leave, right, here. But normally it's about detaching the feelings and the thoughts of reconciliation if it's a third energy on this side, because there's no chance, there's no hope, okay, because it could well be the fact that somebody found another person. They found and they went off with someone else because of an unrequited love situation. It's just what couples do a lot, you know. You get spiritually tangled up with the person you have children with, you're going to be connected with them for fucking ever. Forever and a day you're going to be going through this because you'll be connected to the person that you had kids with. And if you do, that's a life cycle. That's like life sentence. You know, I'm hearing that this might hold a life sentence. And if it isn't to do with court, it's to do with a life sentence of marriage. And it's a life sentence of what it is when you have children and you have to be a responsible father or mother. And when you're not and the divorce goes wrong, then the whole fucking shit show comes tumbling down. Because you are then connected via children that you are not allowed to see when the other person has an opinion against what happened in the relationship with two adults. Two fucking adults. You know, well, we got married, we got separated, he's a fucking narc, she's a narc, they don't speak, they don't talk, blah, 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 an opinion about this, an opinion about that. Two adults split up, and then two fucking children get caught up in that, with adults fucking arguing about what happened in their relationship. Right? So, you know, it's about detachment, and it's about realising that there's not enough respect here from one to another. You don't respect one another. Here, on this side of the scale, you don't respect one another. So how on earth is it that you think that you could possibly be in any kind of like sensible scenario that people would start to actually put their children first? Because you'll always be fighting the other person, right? I mean, does that make sense or not, Sagittarius? Right. Show me one more card for the other person, please, connected to Sagittarius. Jesus, man, there's barely any in here that are, like, in reverse. And you're getting the whole lot, the few that are in reverse. It's all to do with children. All of it. All of it is child welfare, benefits, no support. You don't support your kids, you never have done. And if you've never supported your kids anyway, then how on earth is it the fact that you're going to have access to them if you can't support them financially, physically, mentally and emotionally? If you don't have anything, well then you have, what do you have? Nothing. So you don't have rights, you don't have access, and there you go. Okay, you got turned around on someone here, now they end up with nothing. So they end up with a court order put on them to tell them, no. You don't have rights, you don't have access. Yes, I do, they're my children. Well, then you're going to have to take me to court. You're going to have to take me to court and prove that. Okay, so if proof was in the pudding a while ago, then you should have done it a while ago, right, Elijah? Should have done it a while ago. It's no good all of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, if I'd have only done all of that before, Lee. If I'd have done all, well, I think you had the messages all fucking year long for a few years, but what did you do about it? Nothing? Now look, what you got? Nothing. Where you got to start over again without the person in your life here. So you're going to have to go to court. For the majority of you, you're going to have to go to court and you're going to have to face this person sitting down trying to prove your innocence. And then also trying to prove this person wrong. But there's no hope for reconciliation of any kind of relationship with children here. There isn't. Okay. Now, that's not saying that the children don't want to. That might be stopped by the mother or father. That's why you're going to have to take them to court. If these children are old enough in order to know their own mind, well, then they've realised that someone's possibly batshit crazy here. So they basically teach them to lie. This is where you teach children to lie here, because it's kind of like a person that adds pressure to someone to find out info. So they teach children or adults to lie to them because they don't want them to know what goes on in relationships. I don't want you to know. There's personal things that go on inside of that. I'm old enough, ugly enough, good looking enough to know my own life of who I want to be with as a child. So stay out my relationships. Okay, stay out my relationships because you pry into personal affairs. Okay, so take a look at your own. Right, take a look at your own. There's that bin. Right, so you throw it back in someone's face and they don't normally like that. So yeah, someone doesn't respect someone enough. Now, if these children are old enough, that's going to be down to them whether they want access or not. If it's stopped by a person because this is a younger child, then one of the parents is stopping it. But if they're not, these children don't want access. They don't want, it's not coming. As I'm saying, if you're on this side waiting for the energy of a child to reach out, then why are you doing that? You're sitting there wanting access to children, but you're not actually doing anything about to find them. Unless you are and you can't, and they're gone missing and you can't find them. But like I said, if you can and you're not putting the work in on this side, well then how on earth do you expect that this person, this child here, to be psychic to realise that I realise that someone's coming in, nanu. No, of course not here. So you'll argue with everybody about children. And you could well bang on about it for a long time about children, about kids. Right? But what are you doing about it? Going to court, more than likely, for a lot of you here. Okay, maintenance. You never did pay any anyway here. You never did have a job enough to pay, because this would be some people that don't pay child support, where you, I forget what they call it here. I think they actually abolished it for the people that had children. Well, they didn't. They kept it there, but there was ways around it where a lot of people never paid their children. They never paid their children any kind of like money when growing up here. When growing up, the children were never paid by the father or mother. So they never did support them anyway. And then when these children, they grow up to be adults, they expect a part of their life. But why did you not support me as a child with all of my clothes, benefits, heating bills, and everything that my mother went through, blah, blah, blah? Why is it that you didn't do all of that? So the children then will hold you accountable for your actions of being a grown-ass adult. Bet the devil you know is the one that you know, and when you don't, I don't think you will here. Depends on how much you want them in your life, okay? And how much they want you. So that's what I've got for you, Sagittarius. That took a turn. So, Tina, right? So, any of you. Anyway, so if you want to continue on with the rest of the reading, it will be the full access bundle only. And this is where I'm going to do another card, clarify the cards and do more. And then we're going to look into thoughts and feelings and how the person connected to you is thinking and feeling about this whole scenario and what their plans are. If that's to continue to go in the opposite direction, or if that's continue to be in denial of a love of a connection, or what the turn up is going to be, but what is the process that is going through the other person connected to you's mind process. Okay, so that's there as well, but it's only on the full access bundle, and you can find the link provided below. Please make sure that you also follow Angel Radio, which is the other channel that I do, which is esoteric dance music and meditation and all kinds of weird stuff really, but it's all free. You might want to check it out. It's called Angel Radio and the link is provided below. There's a new one over there at the moment, and it may also well be on this one as well at some point. Okay, it's probably already here because this may not be out for a day or so. Okay, alright guys, thanks very much and I'll see you soon.